What's going on, everybody? Andrew here with Ootbox. We are back with the first podcast since COVID, and we have some exciting surprise guests, the Nutmobile, and the people that take care of this thing. You want to introduce yourselves?
Hello there, we are the Peanutters. My name is Almond Ally.
I am PistachiOwen.
And I'm Trail Mix Talya.
Yes, so let's go inside and get this podcast going with the Peanutter. All right, so we are back from COVID, first podcast since we're back. Exciting stuff here. We have a surprise guest, surprise to me even. We were out filming today for our customer recon techs, and the Planters Nutmobile was there, and we have three of the Peanutters, as they call themselves. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves again here?
Yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Trail Mix Talya.
I'm Almond Ally.
And I am PistachiOwen.
So, these are your Peanutter names, obviously.
Mm-hmm. On the birth certificate, actually.
You have to make you legally change your name. Do you guys get to come up with those or what?
So during training, I actually get to brainstorm, and we shoot some names at our boss, and then she talks with us about them, and then we come up with one after about a week.
I think I get approved.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So it took you about a week though?
Yeah.
That's funny. What would mine be, Andrew?
Yeah, went on a peanut quest.
Came
out with a Peanutter name.
Just to start off, we do marketing here. Obviously, we do advertising, and it's primarily digital stuff. But honestly, I used to work at a sign company for 6 years, and I always tell our customers, one of the best forms of advertising is wrapping a vehicle with vinyl. You get so many impressions. You're driving around every day. You guys kind of have the ultimate wrap on yours. So what is how does it work? What do your days look like typically?
Sure, I can walk you through a week. So in a normal year, we will go to a new city every single week. On Monday, that is our drive day. We'll drive anywhere from 2 hours to 8 hours to a new city. Once we get to that city, the following Tuesday and Wednesday are our off days, kind of our weekend. We get to be tourists at that point. It's just as fun for us to travel as anyone else who's traveling the country. So that's when we get our free time to explore the city. Then from Thursday through Sunday, that is when we are working. So days could look very different. That's why we love it. Some days we're talking to news media all day. Other days we might be at a Walmart, just out front of the store. Sometimes we're at farmers markets, retirement homes. Really, we do anything and everything, and it is great fun.
So what did they just tell you? You just have a schedule? This is where you're going, you're heading out. How long are you on the road, when you go out?
So it's a full year contract. So we're recruited from universities as college seniors to start as we start this position once we graduate from college. So we all graduated in May, started in supposed to be June, but ended up being July because of COVID. And once we start, we have 2 weeks of training. We go to peanut prep, and we train with the Oscar Mayer Nutmobile. They go to Hot Dog High, and then after our 2 weeks, we are kind of given a schedule of where we're supposed to be in the country. But once we arrive in those cities, we get to decide what we do.
Okay. So you kind of got to feel it out, see what's going on, maybe talk to some people, see what's happening.
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of a challenge when you get there and gives you a weird way of being a tourist, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
And we found a lot of the best ways to find things is just by talking to people. So once we get to the city, we have our off days right after we get there. And we just go around, do touristy stuff. We talk to people.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see why that, because that's your weekend or whatever, so that's a perfect time to feel everything out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what's today? Are you on your weekend right now?
Nope, today's Thursday.
Oh, okay.
This is Monday for us.
Okay, that's all right. This will be good. Exposure. That's crazy. Yeah, what a weird thing. So are you guys all from the same school or
Nope.
all different?
Yes.
Where are you guys from?
So I went to the University of Missouri, but I grew up in Chicago.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey, and I graduated from Syracuse University.
And I'm from Minneapolis and also went to school in Minneapolis.
Okay, so it's cold up there, man.
You're telling me.
So from all over, that's interesting. So they is there any certain way you guys group? Do they just see who kind of works good together, or is it you guys kind of pick each other? How's that?
They kind of, there's some sort of magic science that our bosses have figured out over the years that they've been doing this program to kind of recruit the team. They have it's not just one particular type of person that gets hired for this job as a peanutter.
Yeah.
You know, we have qualities that are similar.
So do people get weeded out at the?
No, not during training.
So once you're there, you're going to be part
yes.
of it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the interview process is kind of a little bit extreme. I wouldn't say extreme actually, but it's definitely they're looking to see that if you can handle this kind of job, because it's very people centric. It's
you gotta be a people person,
you never know what your day is going to look like. I mean, we went to go get the Nutmobile detailed today, and then here we are talking to you at your podcast. So it's
that's so fun though.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I started this business is I just like doing different things all the time. So I mean, for our customers, we're doing graphic design, photography, videography. Every day is a little different, whether we're here editing or out filming the Peanut Mobile.
Yeah.
It's always something.
It's impossible to be bored during this job. And that's what drive days were too. I was like, oh, dang, it's an 8-hour drive day. And maybe we could watch Netflix or something in the car, but we never end up doing that because it's way more fun to look at the windows at people speeding by, waving, taking pictures, so pulling off with you.
What, you guys got any good stories? Can we get some Nutmobile stories?
Oh, we have nothing but stories. I mean, just last night we were going to, we went to Walmart to go pick up some things because when we go run our errands, we take the Nutmobile also. So it's endless.
That's your only vehicle.
That's our vehicle.
That's what I said when they were coming over. I was like, so are they driving that thing over here?
Yep. Yes, we are. And we were stopped at a red light, and the woman in front of us literally hopped out of her car, left it running, left the driver's door open, and took a picture of us, and then ran back in and drove off.
That's hilarious. So what? How long have you each been doing it now? You said it's a year contract?
Yep.
Yeah.
We just started in July, so we're coming up on 2 months now.
Okay. So, but that's your first time out. Do you ever go out again or anything? Or is it just kind of a year and you're done for most people?
Yeah, you just do the 1 year and then it's passed on to the next class of peanutters.
Okay. Well, that's kind of keep it fresh. People. So are you guys all in, what fields are you in that you kind of decided to do this?
So we're all kind of marketing, advertising. Okay. I myself am a journalism major.
Nice.
So
that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. So do they come to your school? They kind of just have a thing hey, we're recruiting and people can go?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's so funny.
And they tend to go to, like Talya said, they tend to go to business classes or communications classes and say hey, this is a really cool job. And if you are interested, please come to our info session. Yeah. But it's not just, it's not closed off to communications majors.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. We have, between the hot dogger and the peanutter classes, we have somebody who's a French major, international relations, somebody who was a neuroscience major and just took her PA exam.
Okay.
So we have plenty of background.
Last year, someone deferred law school even to do this job. So
that's hilarious.
They come from all over. Those two got recruited from their campus. Mm-hmm. I knew about it in 7th grade. My mom cut out Oscar Mayer Wiener article that was in our paper and was like, this job seems perfect for you. And I wish the story was as cool as I was pursuing that for all of those years. I totally forgot about it. Then in junior year of college, I learned about it again from a Snapchat news story. And I was like, I guess this is kind of up my alley. And so I started following some of that year's hot doggers on Instagram, found out that the Nutmobile existed, and then come senior year, around
doing his
winter
homework.
Time. Yeah, did the homework. And then I saw that Mr. Peanut died at the tragic accident.
Oh, yeah. Super Bowl, was that last year?
Yeah, last year's Super Bowl. So it was right after that I applied. I was like, wait, the Nutmobile's in that. I want to be part of this. And so I was like, hey, I heard that Mr. Peanut has passed away. Does that mean there's a job opening? A few weeks later, I got a call, and here we are.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, now you guys are in marketing and stuff. Do you guys follow Gary Vaynerchuk?
A little bit.
I think they came up with that campaign and did that whole thing with them. I'm pretty sure. That's how I knew it was going to happen or whatever it is from him. I got a lot of inspiration from him because he basically has a media company and one of the biggest ones, in New York City and does stuff for Coca-Cola, I think Coca-Cola, Budweiser, big brands. Cool. But yeah, that was an interesting commercial.
Sure was.
Where have you guys been so far?
So we started off in training in Madison, Wisconsin for 2 weeks. And then right after that, we headed to Lexington, Kentucky, always. Then Louisville, Kentucky for a week. Then we were in Roanoke, Virginia for 2 weeks. Then Charleston, South Carolina for another 2 weeks. And then Chattanooga, Tennessee for 2 weeks. And then we just got here this past Sunday.
Nice.
Or Monday.
I can't say I've been to any of those places, I don't think. I've definitely been to the States, but I don't think I've been to any of the towns. Where are you heading after this?
After this, we head back up to Madison, Wisconsin for about 5 days. We're going to have some extra training, stock up on some inventory. Then we head back out and we go to Minneapolis, Owen's hometown. And
Nice.
then Columbia, Missouri, which is my college town. And then Little Rock, Arkansas.
All right, so you guys already got some of the inside scoop on what's going on in those areas.
Oh, yeah.
So you just got in Springfield?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you guys, have you learned to plan yet, or what do you guys, you got any thoughts?
Well, it's been great so far. We've been treated so kindly by recon techs.
Yeah.
And they've been, kind enough to invite us out to dinner later tonight even. But we have some events coming up as well. We're going to Kristen's Pumpkin Patch on Saturday.
Nice. Have people requested, or did you guys reach out?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw on the site there was like a request.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's just eventually when you're on the path, maybe they'll send.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so typically when we get into the town, we usually post, we find little Facebook marketplace type stuff
okay.
and community pages,
Yeah,
stuff like
for
that.
sure.
We'll post in them. We'll put our picture in them, and usually that catches their attention right away, like seeing a giant peanut on their Facebook page. And then people are commenting, messaging us, and that's how we set these things up for the most part.
Yeah, geez, it's probably a lot easier than it used to be.
Honestly,
Oh,
it's crazy. Like there'll be days where we're like, shoot, we don't actually have anything today. What are we gonna do? And then by like 9 a.m. we've suddenly found 4 events and everyone wants us, and then they pass us to these people for the next day, and like instantly we're booked.
Well, it's such like an eye catcher, obviously, and like you said, people always want to take pictures. It's like all you gotta do is pull in a parking lot, and you can start talking to people pretty easy.
Yeah, we've gotten appearances or found events from a grocery store parking lot. Someone's like, "Hey, come to my like impromptu block party tomorrow," and we're like, "All right, we're not busy. Let's go."
That's so funny. So do you guys like hand out peanuts or?
Yep. We've got a bunch of goodies. We've got some peanuts, coupons, stickers. Those are kind of the general things that we hand out to everyone. But we also have some at events where we set up a table and a tent. We're there for a little while. We also have like prizes
General
that you can
stuff,
win.
yeah.
We
Cashews.
got cashews. Bottle openers.
Do you find? Oh, I guess you haven't been doing it for super long yet. I'm just curious on how much nuts you're eating. I know myself, like sitting there, just want to snack all the time. How about this? What's your favorite out of everything? Peanuts. I like honey roasted. It's obviously.
So we're only stocked with the peanuts and cashews. I think
The
sometimes,
basics.
we had a box that expired, which just means that we get to keep it. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
So there's a few packs of those left, and that's primarily what we'll snack on if we miss breakfast. But otherwise, I'm a big honey roasted guy. I like those too. Or pistachios. I mean, it's my name. So.
All right, there you go. So I'm trying to think, like, how many of these are out there? Like, I feel like I've seen the Wienermobile. I feel like I see that pretty regularly, but I don't know if I've ever seen the Peanutmobile.
Well, that's because there's 6 Wienermobiles, and they're pretty regularly, their regions are a little bit more defined, so they're pretty regularly within the regions that they're just assigned to.
Okay.
There are only 3 Nutmobiles, so we're a little bit more rare, and our program is just a little bit newer, so we haven't been traveling around doing this kind of program in the way that Oscar Mayer has until pretty recently. So that means we're a little bit more rare, a little bit. You're part of a very exclusive club now.
Yeah,
who has seen the Nutmobile.
I was excited to hear. Actually, when they were there with the Wienermobile, they had asked them about doing the podcast, but it was all like, I don't remember why it didn't work out. I think they had to take off quick or something. But so we joked around about this time. I figured it'd probably be the same situation. They had to go, and they called me, and they're like, "Hey, they said they'd come over there right afterwards." I was like, "Oh, okay." Hurry up and start pulling everything together. We'll figure it out.
We've been trying to make this the year of yes as much as we are able to.
Yeah.
So if someone presents us with an opportunity, or if somebody asks us to take part in something, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, it's very easy to say no, but it's like, why would you shut yourself off to those opportunities? Because some of those things have been our favorite days. Like,
Definitely.
when we were in Louisville, we met a really interesting character. His name is Andy. Love him so much.
Team dad.
Yes, he was amazing. He took us out. He set up an event for us, like took us out to eat. And then he was like, hey, you want to come do a CrossFit class with us? And I was like, sure, why not? So we did CrossFit in Louisville, just why not?
Yeah, I got a little exercise.
You got to
That's
work
so
off
funny.
those cashews.
Well, you guys got an interesting position because it is kind of, you know what I mean, like that. Like that's awesome. Like I could see doing that for, a year or whatever, going out and get to travel. Now, do you guys have a certain region? You said there's how many peanut mobiles?
There's 3 total.
So are they in just specific regions then also, each one of those?
We have regions, but they're kind of loosely defined. We kind of go wherever there's a need for us, and wherever we're placed. So that's why our region's kind of all over the place. But we've noticed in this year especially that people kind of need something like this where you can just, it makes you smile to look at it. And that's why we kind of like, usually we don't say no to these things. Like we were at an event a little last week actually, and we met this couple, and they were telling us that we were telling them what we do, and that we sometimes do drive-bys for birthdays or just drive-bys at people's homes to say hi or cheer them up or something. And they were like, oh my gosh, our grandkids are coming tomorrow. And it was, that event was on a Monday, and we usually have Tuesdays as our off days. And we were like, oh, like usually that's our off day, but we decided to go do it anyway. And it was awesome. Like they had their grandkids, but they also had their daughter there, and she was more psyched than the kids were.
That's hilarious.
She was like, oh my gosh, I love the Nutmobile. Like this is the craziest thing ever, and you're at my house. Like, and there were like 7 kids there, and they were like going crazy.
It was so sweet. It was so much fun.
All right. So what's been the craziest, like weirdest interaction so far, would you say? Since you said just July you started?
Yeah.
So it's only been a couple months. I'm sure there's going to be a better one, but didn't know if you had maybe weirdest interaction or picture request or something.
We've had a few inappropriate, I'll label them as picture requests, especially when we were in Chattanooga last week with the Wienermobile. So,
do you guys do both then?
Sometimes.
Like you had both vehicles there? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we train with them. We're very closely related to the Hot Dogger program. And, sometimes the stars align perfectly and that we're able to be in the same city at the same time. So we try to do events together and stay at the same hotel because we're all buddies. Like we're in a group chat with all of the hot dogger drivers and peanutters. But, when we were at the hotel, we had I won't go into details about it, but we did have a couple inappropriate photo requests that we did not oblige.
Yeah.
But
probably wouldn't go over well for you.
People are just like most of the time people are just really animated and excited to see the Nutmobile because it's...
I want to do something crazy,
Yeah.
social media worthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love, it was really fun when we were in Charleston. It was a Saturday night, and there's the busy strip called King Street, and we were tired as heck. So we were gonna go to bed, but we took one drive down King Street while everyone's out waiting to go into the bars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And when people have some more liquid in them,
Yeah.
I can't imagine like turning around to see the peanut. Like everyone's hitting their friend on the shoulder, like look, and we're just like, hey,
such an eye catcher,
peanut.
Man. Well, like I was saying about, even though we don't do them, I always recommend my customers vehicle wraps. I mean, we got our van wrapped, and it's just so many, as you drive down the street, I mean, it's just constantly thousands of people you pass, like, and it's the like cost per impression, obviously yours is a more expensive situation because they outfitted a whole peanut mobile, but yeah, it's pretty cool. What do you have any like information about like what the vehicle actually is and what?
Oh, yeah.
So it was built on an Isuzu box chassis, and then from there on up, it is completely custom just for us. There's 6 seats inside. They're custom embroidered, Mr. Peanut and the Nutmobile on there. We got a timeline of Mr. Peanut on our ceiling, so he's been around for over 100 years. So there are a lot of ideations or versions of him.
Does it have his fatal?
Not so. Our Nutmobile was built in 2018,
Okay,
so it goes up to
that
the
didn't
present
happen
kind of
yet.
classic looking.
No RIP on the ceiling.
No RIP on there yet. Then what else we got in there? Some fun.
Oh, we've got our nut bar, which is perfect for displaying all of our snacks, and a TV, and then all of the nut bar, the timeline, they all kind of light up as well, so we can
Nice.
turn that on for
So
Party nut.
events. Party nut.
That's fun. Are you like, well, I mean, I guess given the time, I don't know if they're letting you do it, but are you like typically like can let people like come in and check it out and stuff?
In a normal
Like when,
year.
yeah, when you're like stopped. Yeah, because I haven't even, like I said, I think I've seen the Wienermobile several times, but I don't think I've ever like tried to go. Maybe when I was a kid or something. It's been around a while, but yeah. It's
We also have
interesting.
a audio system on the outside of the Nutmobile, and that's
Okay.
by far my favorite part.
Be able
You
to
can-
play some music while
Yeah,
you're parked? That's
yeah.
fun.
We were at Virginia Tech blasting Peanut Butter Jelly Time out the speakers,
Oh, yeah, there
and then
you
there's
go.
a microphone too. So I was just like, "Hey everyone, like college is so nutty, make
Perfect.
it a good one." And people are either really excited, really confused, or maybe sometimes a little angry because they were wishing their daughter goodbye and were having a tearful moment. And then we were like, "Yo, what up?" But
Hello there.
it's great, and everyone loves it.
Yeah,
Smiles.
that's
all
fun. We
around.
actually did that to our van. We like set it up so we could put
Mhm.
speakers on the rack on top and be able to talk and address the crowd and stuff if we would start doing some
Mhm.
events. What so we do primarily digital marketing and online stuff. Social media is a big thing, and I mean we do millions and millions of impressions each year for our customers. But I'm curious, like, what kind of stuff do they have? Like, do they tell you, is it basically like you take pictures and send them to them and then they pick how to post or use them, or what kind of stuff do they have to kind of have you do when it comes to social media?
So we take, I'll tell you, want to pull
No, you go.
So we do take content at all of our events. There's 2 other teams that are also taking content, and then we have a Instagram channel that we own, Planters Nutmobile Official, and a
Oh, so
Twitter.
just for the Nutmobile, okay.
Yes. And then we also have
Well, we'll
a Nutmobile.
flash that up there.
Thank you. We also have our
Build
Twitter,
that following.
Nutmobile_tour, that we like own, and we post to that as well. But some of our content does get, it has the ability to be used on the Mr. Peanut and Planters channels as well.
Yeah, I just didn't know with like a bigger company like that if there's a lot of like,
Mhm.
well, send it to us, we'll approve and post it if it's good, or if they kind of
Mhm.
give you some freedom to. I think it's good, as long as I'm sure you guys have been trained, as long as you kind of use some basic common sense on what you're saying and just keep it basic. It's probably in general
Mhm.
better to let the people that are there, younger people kind of take care of it and
Mhm.
just, because you're there, what's going on, you make it more fun. So do you guys ever like host events or like set up stuff, or is it mostly just visiting? And sounds like it's just more
Yeah,
like
yeah. It depends. It's this year for sure. It's a lot more of like, we're gonna come to you, and like that's the farmers market, that's the block party. Like, I suppose the block party was us hosting an event in sorts because people came to see the Nutmobile.
Mhm.
Previous years, it's a lot more events passed down from corporate. We would do baseball games, parades, music festivals, and all this big stuff.
Yeah.
This year, it's the small things. Being able to say yes to those parents with the grandkids, and then like a 6-year-old birthday party. Who it was him, his mom, his dad, his grandma, and his
Yeah, it's
sister.
probably made such an
Like,
impression on that.
Right, and it's what's cool is like originally when we first learned about the pandemic in the spring, like after we'd been accepted to this job, we're like, shoot, like maybe
right.
this job's going to be canceled. Then we learned it's not canceled, but we're probably not going to be going to the Super Bowl. We're probably not going to be doing this,
Yeah,
and like
just
all these
cut
big
back on the
things.
huge events.
So at first, that was kind of a bummer because like that's what we were really pumped for.
Mhm.
But what we learned really quickly, honestly, probably our first week, is that the interactions with these people on such a personal level that would never happen without
Yeah.
the pandemic
It's-
have been so special.
Yeah, it's like more meaningful
Absolutely.
connections, and
Mhm.
I always talk about that, with customers and with my employees and stuff. Sometimes it's like, just because you have, how do I want to put it? It's like, maybe you have, 5,000 followers or whatever, but only 100 of those are meaningful ones. Like having those meaningful ones are almost more important than having the quantity.
Absolutely.
Quality
Quality
over
over
quantity.
quantity.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So it's kind of interesting trying to.
I think one of our favorites has been going to nursing homes. We do a lot of that. And what
Oh,
we'll
that's
do
fun.
is we'll park right outside and we'll give them boxes of peanuts and cashews, and they'll come up and take their pictures. And they're so excited to see us because they haven't been able to really like step outside of their homes in months. And so it's so rewarding to see like the happiness and
Isn't that
like
funny? Just
oh
a
my
giant
gosh.
peanut. Bring peanuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially for nursing homes too. A lot of those.
I feel like we have a lot of those here, but I think there are a lot of them everywhere.
Yeah. But like in general, like in a normal year, a lot of the people who live in nursing homes are forgotten about, so they don't get the kind of, people don't usually visit them, and right now they're in lockdown too.
Yeah.
So it's just like a double whammy. So kind of being the reason that they
Super
get to,
secluded.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to come in there, get them sick. They don't want
Yeah.
to get sick. Yeah.
So
It
we're
is
very
tough.
careful when we go as well. We sanitize
Absolutely.
all the boxes. We are
Right.
socially distant.
What
We're
a,
very
what a pain
careful.
in the butt this has all became. I'm hoping we get through this soon and can get past it. It's just, it seems like life was so much easier.
Absolutely.
But it's nice they're still letting you out. I mean, doing the stuff, the like you said, the joy it brings, and just that's pretty cool. It's funny though, just a giant peanut driving down the street makes people so happy.
It's crazy how much it can mean to people. Like when we're at nursing homes, people tell us we haven't been. There's not a single city that we've been to that we have not heard about the Planters store that they used to go to that was downtown, where Mr. Peanut used to give out samples.
Oh,
we have
really?
heard that at every single in every
Interesting.
single city.
So they
there's
used to have stores like
Yeah.
for Planters stores. Oh, I didn't know that.
Planters and like the Mr. Peanut especially have such a like special place for a lot of people in their hearts.
Yeah.
And it's really like when we go there, it just kind of brings like these people back to their childhoods, and they can kind of relive these memories. They're like, I can still smell the peanuts that were, the street always smelled like peanuts, and Mr. Peanut would
That's
give
so
me
funny.
samples. And it's
Planters
crazy
stores.
how much.
Wow.
Yeah.
The so do they during your what'd you call it, peanut high or
Peanut prep.
peanut prep? Do you got to learn quite a bit of like just the history and just so you can be able to answer questions.
History, branding, and then puns.
We have a
So
whole
many
day.
puns.
Oh, really?
There's like a whole page in our big binder that's just puns. And we're like, yes, let's go.
That's so fun. Can I get a favorite pun? You got one in
Ooh,
mind?
I always say cashew later, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
We
Anybody
like,
else?
Thanks to Crunch is
That's
a good one. That one's a good one.
So do you get tested on these? Or they like you have to list like, all right, look, give us 5 of them or something like that when you're done, or is it just more like?
Not tested. I bet it came out a little bit more during interviews that they were kind of looking for those dad jokes, and maybe that you could already throw some dad or nut puns into your email. We even had to sing in our interviews too, so like it's
Really?
mixed in there. That's how
Yeah.
they.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure
navigate.
you'll get out there and
An easy one is just saying, it's pretty nutty.
there you go. I actually do for some reason like using the word nutty. I'm always like, that's
Yeah,
nutty.
it's
Like
fun.
when something's crazy. Yeah, so well, that's awesome. Is there anything that any kind of questions or anything you're wondering about Springfield? Anything we can give you the inside scoop on?
What are your favorite restaurants? I love food. I eat so much food. I
Favorite
would love
restaurants?
some
Do you have a
recommendations.
type of food that you really
Honestly,
like?
no. I don't think any of us have any restrictions, or we're not picky either.
Yeah. So we definitely, obviously I will always plug some of my customers because they always
Let's
do
hear
right
it.
by us, and we like helping them out and supporting them. Do Chili is very well known for their chili. They're actually like have a lot of history behind them. You know what I mean, which is awesome. La Fiesta has great Mexican food. They're nice, and I mean, not even past our customers. I was kind of joking around, but what else is good? We used to have this American Harvest, man. It was so good. It was like locally grown stuff. It was a lot like fancier, a lot more, but it was all like locally grown stuff. Very good. Downtown, there's some good some breweries. You probably get a lot of attention down there. You said you're doing the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be good. Yeah, there's a lot of people that go to that. That's a lot of fun. What else? Oh, a horseshoe. Yeah, what am I thinking? You guys ever had a horseshoe?
No.
Someone was just talking to us about that in the Walmart parking lot last night.
Oh, is that the cheese thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
you
get
gotta
different ones, but it's like so big around here.
She said we gotta
and
go
it's-
to Dolly Pint and get a horseshoe.
Darcy's Pine is probably what they
Pint.
told
Darn it! I was so close.
That's all right. Yeah,
Darn it.
Darcy's is a popular place. Who else has some good ones? The what'd you say? Dublin. Do Chili does have them also out at. They have a spot on Dirksen and they have a spot on Wabash and one on North Grand. And then let's see who else has some good ones. I'm trying to think. So basically, yeah, it's you can get either like chicken, hamburger. There's all different ones now. People they do it with fish. They do it with anything at this point. But it's basically like some sort of meat or base, French fries and cheese. It's all kind of stacked together.
I can handle
I
that.
like all of those things.
I'm not big. I hardly ever get them myself because I'm not big on the like cheese making everything soggy. So I end up just getting the cheese on the side, and then it's just basically having the sandwich and fries and cheese. But no, they are good. They're super popular. A lot of people. If you're in town, you might as well say you've tried one because it's a super weird thing. It doesn't seem like that would be like. I don't know. It seems like something that people would be doing in other towns,
It's different names, maybe.
How about you guys? What's some of the best food you've had on the road so far? You got any stories for us?
Well, our
question.
wallet's least favorite food was in Charleston. We spent so much money every day.
But our tummy loved it.
Yes,
So that's some really good food there.
really good food there. There's seafood there. I had a great it was like a peach toast. It was like balsamic peach, tomato, and goat cheese toast. That was phenomenal.
Nice.
Loved that. Yeah.
That's awesome. The actually, you know what? Another place right over here by Lowe's, Joseph's. Again, it's a little bit like nicer stuff, but he does a lot of local stuff, and it's real small and kind of quaint. And man, he makes some good food there too. It's really good if you're looking for like a really good dinner.
Vietnamese food too. I've gotten them. Probably since high school, have always loved banh mi sandwiches and Vietnamese food, and so I've always tried to find the best sandwich I can in town.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm in a new city every week, there's a new banh mi every week. What
is it? Banh mi?
Banh mi. So it's normally like a French baguette with some
It's a Vietnamese thing?
Yeah,
never heard of that.
mixed with like French cuisine. It's kind of crazy. So that's where the baguette comes into play. Then there's pork that's normally marinated in like a sweet soy sauce, cilantro, cucumber, jalapeno, and then like pickled radishes and
That sounds
carrots and
delicious.
stuff. So good.
Yeah, I'm big on Thai food.
Yeah.
Down the street, Hawaiian barbecue. They got some
Okay.
good Thai food. I don't know why they call it Hawaiian barbecue, but they got Thai food that's good. And then a lot of people like Magic Kitchen too. They got good Thai food.
Okay.
They got one of those downtown out on Peoria Road. So I guess it kind of just depends on where you guys are going to be at, what's convenient. But yeah, there's a lot of good local stuff. I can give you some more, the stuff off. But Springfield is pretty good about like really supporting local. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things we push a lot too is like, we're local, we're here, we're coming to you, we're creating your content, and, we're helping you, get it out there. Because we've found that like a lot of these business owners, they just don't have, when you're running your business, it's hard to sit and run your social media and stuff too. So it's a lot of fun, but we get to do fun stuff like make a video of the Nutmobile.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What are places you like to like go and explore around here? Because like whenever we're in a new city, I love to like see the different like little adventurous things or just like spots to go to. Because
Yeah.
Talya's
So
big into hiking.
I was gonna say that if you're looking to do some like hiking, on like your days off or whatever, you could get away from people a little bit. There is some good spots. Washington Park is kind of centrally located, and there's some. They got a decent amount of trails in there. It's not like crazy, but there's like a road that goes around the whole thing, and you guys would probably get all kinds of attention driving on that. But it's probably the most popular park. And then, they got trails that go through the woods that are kind of fun. I used to run them a lot because it was always kind of fun to run them. And then on the way out to Sherman, there's a golf course called the Rail. If you take a left right there, what is that park called? Do you know what that park's called? It's right after Riverside. It might be part of Riverside, but there's a trail entrance, and it's right on the Sangamon River, and there's some awesome trails back there.
Ooh, okay.
We just moved to Sherman, and I haven't got to go. I don't know why I've never gone out there. We drive by it all the time, and I'm like, why have we never came and hiked out here? And I've lived here maybe a long time ago I did, but there's some good trails there. I'm trying to think. I know I'm missing something. Southwind Park is a new park, and that's a pretty cool park. They don't have a lot of mature trees yet, so it's not really great for like hiking. But it's a pretty neat park. They got like this big solar flower and like some weird stuff that kind of neat to check out.
Awesome.
As far as hiking, I'm trying to think. There is like, if you just want to walk on pavement, there's a long trail that's really nice. It's surrounded by trees, and it goes from over here on Centennial Park for miles. But that's just on pavement. Trying to think of, can you think of any other parks that? What's the one out north? Is that Lincoln Park?
Lincoln Park, where the ice rink's at.
Are there any spots where the Nutmobile would look beautiful for a picture?
Abraham Lincoln Museum.
Yeah, downtown there's a lot of history stuff around, Abraham Lincoln, all that stuff. I haven't really looked at what's going on this weekend, anything specific. Have you seen?
More is grave.
What is that?
Lincoln's grave too. His grave site.
Yeah, there's a grave site out there. I don't know how much you're in history or whatever, but a lot of people love Abraham Lincoln, although everything's been weird now with all this political stuff going on. I feel like I'm missing a park I'm not thinking of, though. That's pretty neat. Centennial's not too far from here, and it's like got a giant hill that people go like snowboard or sledding on or whatever. And then you said you're going to Wisconsin next?
Yeah.
So we got married in Starved Rock. Yeah, Starved Rock north of here, and that's a beautiful place.
Okay.
It's a couple hours away. I don't know how
maybe on the way to.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how your traveler works. That's a beautiful spot. It's really neat there. They got a ton of trails, and I don't know how your days work or whatever. But if you had time to stop there, it's a really cool place.
Yeah. We can add it to we can see if it's on
there
the
you
way
go.
to
They
Madison.
I don't know how it's been with like tourism with everything going on. I haven't paid attention, but that place gets booked, like their hotel, the rooms there, they get booked out like a year in advance, like for the whole year basically.
Wow.
Because we were talking about like doing our anniversary, like checking it out there or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you got to book like a year in advance. So that's pretty crazy. It's a beautiful place. They got like a wood lodge, and we were there one time, and this guy was outside like wood carving with a chainsaw and stuff, so it's pretty neat. You'd probably get some good attention there. They got a cool little town right there next to it. But besides that, like downtown, the old state capitol, there's usually people down there, eating. They've done this thing on Adams Street, which is kind of cool. Is that where they're having the farmers market, or I can't remember if they moved it temporarily. I think they still have it there right now. I know they were doing something out at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
But the Adams Street's neat. There's a brewery there. There's a couple places to eat, and they've like kind of allocated some of the road so you could be out in the street. And it's funny, this whole COVID thing has been kind of obviously annoying and has sucked. People have gotten sick, whatever, but it's cool like how much like they've pushed stuff outside.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
places you go, you probably see outside stuff a lot more, but here we've never had a ton of outside areas for our restaurants and bars and whatever, but it's kind of been forced to happen. And even, for example, over here on the west side, there's like 5 or 6 restaurants that are all kind of like by each other in these strip malls or whatever. I'm like, it's like a damn fair out here. Now they got tents out, and then I was like, you could just walk around to all of them. I was like, it's kind of a blessing in disguise a little bit, so when you think of it like that. But, well, that's awesome. I don't know, is there anything else specific you guys would like to share? Interesting? I'm trying to think here.
I mean, we can just tell you some of the events that we're going to be at
Yeah,
this
let's
week.
get some of those out so people know what's going on.
So tomorrow we're going to be at the President Abraham Lincoln Doubletree from 2 to 6. We're just going to be at that hotel. handing out some peanuts, saying hi to guests
Perfect.
who are checking in. Saturday, we are going to Kristen's pumpkin patch. We're going to be doing a similar thing. Talya, do you remember what time we're going to be there at?
It should be from about 1 to 6, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be there from 1 to 6, doing the same thing. We'll have our game set up, hand out some samples, coupons.
There are some good pumpkin patches around here. I'm trying to think of which one that is, but yeah, those are fun, and you know what I mean. They get a lot of attention and stuff around here. So some
Just
of
a
them
lot of
even
fun.
have like little bars set up for the parents, or they have like little local brewery beer and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. So they're a lot of
that's
fun.
fun.
Corn mazes and you know, it's old
We're excited about
traditional
corn
stuff.
mazes.
Yeah.
We're so excited, even just for the cooler
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
We've been in like
Oh, yeah.
90% humidity for a few weeks.
I'll tell you
Been
what.
rough.
Usually it's pretty friggin' humid here, and
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's been nice.
We wore sweatshirts the other day. We were like, wow,
Felt
this
great.
is so nice.
So you'll be at the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
And then Sunday, we're going to be at a farmer's market in Rochester, Illinois, which is about a 13-ish
okay.
minute drive from here. And we'll be there from 12 to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out in Rochester. Yeah, it's not too bad. So we have like Springfield and like the towns right around. It's like Chatham, Sherman, and Rochester, kind of the big ones that are like not big towns, but like the smaller towns that are kind of connected there with Springfield a little bit. Well, that's awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys coming out. It's
Yes.
been interesting.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having us here.
And then you're heading to which town after this?
We head to Madison, Wisconsin after
Madison,
this.
and then you said
Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yes. Say hi to my mom in the Nutmobile. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Did just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
I know like all that stuff was happening up there. Have they given you like any special instructions or anything weird during all this?
They just know that our eyes are the ones on the field. So if anything
Trust what
happens,
you need
it's
to do.
they trust us. COVID wise, anything wise, if we're
Yeah.
not comfortable with something, we can go
That's
somewhere else.
awesome.
Mhm.
Well, it sounds like a fun program. It was cool to learn about it. How, like, if somebody was interested in doing what you're doing, what would be the route? I mean, I heard you kind of lined it out, but if they're not like coming to a school or something, what was it again? You can just see where they're going to be.
Yeah, if you go on to plantersnutmobile.com, you can actually apply on there. There's like 4 squares. It should be easy. The bottom right square is apply to be a peanutter. And then you'll send in your resume and like a cover letter. And they're rolling applications too. So I think any time of the year you could submit something,
get
but we know
contacted.
that they look closer to winter time, and spring is when they actually start going
really
through.
driving in.
Yeah.
So right around January is probably when you would want to look into applying.
Nice.
Mhm.
All right.
The nuttier your cover letter and everything, the better. They
Yes.
like fun.
Absolutely.
Being a
Show
little,
your
being a
personality.
little goofy in it.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you guys coming out. It was a lot of fun. It was interesting.
Yes.
I've been wanting to get the podcast kind of going again, and this was a perfect jump off point to get it going again.
Well, I'm
So-
glad we could celebrate the first podcast.
Da-da-da.
Boom. Over and out.
Did you come up with that one, or was that one of
It
them?
was in the book. I'm sorry.
The book of puns. That's hilarious. I could get a copy of this. So, do they have a book of puns for the Wienermobile also? That seems like it'd be harder.
Oh, they have so many. They
Yeah.
have
Really?
You got
They
the
have-
meat belt. They got buns and buns of puns.
Okay.
they have the bun roof, shop bun.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
say
yeah.
shop bun. You've got
Say nice to
Frank
meet
you.
you. Frank you.
Frank, you.
Yeah.
We
Did,
love hearing each other's puns.
Did you have the option, or how'd that work? Like when you applied?
You can apply to both.
Yeah.
So Talya.
So for me personally, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile comes to Mizzou every single year. And so I sat in on classes and info sessions and stuff like that. And the last info session, it was their boss and then 2 other hot doggers that came, and they just talked to us and told us about the program and everything. And so I initially gave my resume to the Wienermobile boss, but then he sent me over to the Nutmobile. Yeah, I'm not really sure how
Okay.
they decide that transfer.
I was
but
just curious
yeah.
if it was like something
Magic
where you picked, or
science.
yeah, they do personality exam here. Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming out. Again, they're going to be out over the next couple days. I don't know how quickly we're going to get this podcast out. Hopefully, tomorrow. They'll be here for the next few days. Keep an eye out for them. And I think actually I got a gift card or something. I'll hook you guys up with a couple things for coming and go
Oh
get
my
some food
gosh.
on us.
Thanks, a crunch.
Zinger. He's good at it. He's ready.
Nice try.
No, that's awesome. Again, thank you very much. Keep an eye out for them. And Wisconsin and Minnesota, they'll be coming your way next.
Cashew later.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.